Okay, class, take a look. We are in the way to the Buddhahood. Okay, so now we are in the three vehicle. Okay, class, please off your mic. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, class, basically you are in the stage stage one. Okay, it's about there is generally the Stravaka practitioner are the main audience of the three vehicle. Then from here onwards, we are able to see a different capacity. Meaning to say that it could be layman, it could basically a class, it could be the layman in three vehicle, it could be the monk in the three vehicle. Okay, and it could be the faith-orientated people in the three vehicle, and it could be the wisdom-orientated people in the three vehicle. No matter which one no matter which one of the group, basically they have to learn is the Four Noble Truths. Okay, so in Four Noble Truths, number one is regards to suffering. We have gone through the suffering, 8 types of suffering, and we discussed it. We have discussed it in depth. Okay, and finally, we noticed that the major of the suffering is due to the process of this body. Okay, so this is the number one. The suffering. So second is the cause of the suffering. We call it as accumulation. So basically, for the accumulation, is due to the ignorance and also the attachment. They are the fundamental one. Okay, they are the minor one. But there will be some more cause. The affliction. So that's what we are going to study today, because there will be some defilement also, which is more obvious and we are able to detect. So they are all involved we can categorize it as as accumulation. So today I think we expect maybe we can finish the second accumulation. Then today we can go to the liberation. It's about the nibbana, possible. So class, let's take a look. In our previous lesson, it's about what? Okay. In our previous lesson, see, karma consists of physical, verbal, and mental. Meaning to say that we are able to create the karma maybe through physical, verbal, speaking, and the mental. It could be good, bad, and the neutral. Okay. Then the extinction of karma can be compared to the seeds of perfume. Meaning to say that once the karma finisher appeared, but there's still some effect. It's just like the perfume bottle. If even after you finish the perfume, there's still some residue. Of the fragrance in the bottle. Okay, so that is the analogy they used to describe it. Then no karma will be lost in hundreds and thousands of kappa. Okay, meaning to say that. Especially the karma which you create is the heavy karma and the habitual karma. Both are very strong. If the karma haven't ripened yet, it will be persistently exists for permanently until the moment after ripen, then the karma will gone. If I haven't ripened, it will really take opportunity for being ripened. Then sentient being experiencing birth and death in accordance with their karma. Okay, then we can't escape with the three realm. So class, let's take a look. So this is what we learned in the previous lessons. Okay, so in previously we talked about that the energy triggered by them by verbal and body action, they are impermanent and pass away instantly. They will always be there. So the analogy is like a seed. So once you plant a seed, of course, it will take time to germinate, sprout, and produce the new branches and the leaf. Okay. So now we go to the next paragraph. Amanda, can you please read the paragraph according?
Okay, I think this one we already read.
We finished already. Yeah. Okay.
Finished already.
So where should I start? How about the three evil root? Where shall I start?
Also already.
Okay, you need to say my bookmark is wrong already.
We start at the verse 74.
So-
Paragraph start with ignorance.
wait lah. Oh, okay. Anger we also finish. Greed also finish. Meaning to say, 74, right?
Yep.
We should start with this, right?
Yeah.
I and okay. And then which paragraph then?
1, 2, 3, 4. The fifth paragraph start with ignorance.
Okay, ignorance. Oh, you mean we should start here, huh?
Right? Yes. Yes.
Okay, Sally, the bookmark wrong again. Please penalize it next time. Okay. Okay, so we just continue. Okay, yes, ignorance. Sorry, Amanda. Sorry. Okay. So meaning to say that once we finish that, now we go to the three roots. Meaning to say it's greed, hatred, and ignorance. So I remember in the very beginning, in previous lesson, we finished the greed. We also finished the anger. Okay. So this three we consider the root cause, the root, which is quite obvious. So now we go to the turns. Is the ignorance. Yeah, please, Amanda. Ignorance.
Ignorance or non-illumination is the universal characteristic of all afflictions. When classified according to this meaning, faults in knowledge are faulty views, faults in emotion are love, and faults in volition are arrogance. All the afflictions fall within these three. Every affliction has the function of triggering and nurturing karma. So it has the power of causing births and deaths. But what are the most fundamental afflictions? The explanation of the Four Truths deals primarily with love, because it is the root of attachment which leads to suffering. Other sutras and discourses always say that ignorance is the root, or that the view of I and mine is. As an analogy, a blindfolded person trapped in thick thorn bushes cannot get out, even with much struggle. The blindfold is like ignorance. The barrier of thorns bushes is like love. Thus, the sutra says that the parents of birth and death are ignorance and love. But if one wants to get out of the trap of the thorn bushes, taking away the blindfold is most important.
Okay, one more paragraph, please. Okay. From
this one sees that ignorance is the root of birth and death, and that the emancipation that comes from birth and death is primarily from the power of wisdom. The primary ignorance is not understanding both the non-existence of the self and the attachment to I and mine. The self and the I carries the sense of having mastery and control, of making decisions for oneself and controlling others. The view of I and mine takes the I as the center and makes all others belong to it. All I own, all I know, and all I control are to be decided by my wishes. Intentionally or not, sentient beings actually go about all their activities in just this way, embracing all and holding the self as the center. Although, of course, not even the most powerful dictator can succeed in this, and also firmly attaching to all. This self-centeredness is a very strong and cohesive centripetal force. The power karma generated from these activities is the force that brings about birth and death and forms the individuals entities of sentient beings.
Okay, thank you so much. Please highlight the point. Yeah, Kamling, once you finish, please thumb up. Okay, okay, class. You see, if one day there's some case of murder happen, you see, one people is so angry because maybe third party affair, then the man is very angry and is going to kill somebody. Okay, class, you think now, the anger will nurture the intention to kill, or the intention to kill nurture the anger? You think which one comes first? One, okay, if let's say the angry comes first, you choose number one. If the intention to kill, please choose number two. Which one trigger, which one you think? According to your experience. Okay. Yes, most people choose one. Mr. Leong choose two. Mr. Leong, you choose what? You choose one or two? You choose one also. Okay, so meaning to say most of you agree that there must be the intention to trigger the anger, right? Am I right? That's why you choose, right? You have an intention first, meaning to say that, okay, of course, you feel angry. There must be, you heard some news in the first place, okay, you heard something, oh, that's bad, okay. Then when you heard it, then you feel angry. And once you're in the angry state, maybe the intention appeared. I want to kill the guy. Something like that, you see or not? So meaning to say that, but once I already decided already, I want to kill the guy. But the more determination am I, the anger will getting stronger. It is correct. Because why? Because this is the guy which makes us angry one. So the more we think about him, the more angry we are. And then the more angry we are, then the intention to kill will become more stronger. Then all the planning will start. You start, where do you, how do you want to kill the guy? Maybe you want to buy the knife, or maybe I order a knife from Amanda in the first place. Okay, all these things, you see, the planning will be appear. But okay, during the process of planning, do you think is the guy still in the anger? During the process of the planning? Some say yes, some say no. Okay, you see, if let's say you are no more in anger, do you think will you give up in the middle of the plan? If let's say the anger gone already, then you will think, why I want to kill the guy? If I kill the guy, finally, what is the consequence? Because once you calm down, your perception will come to that. You try to think otherwise already, you see. So meaning to say that basically, for example, like anger, meaning to say the urge is so important to complete this karma. So with if let's say, I mean, you allow yourself have much more time, much more longer period to cool down. So meaning to say, once the anger start to go, if the anger start to diminishing, okay, then the intention to kill also getting less and less already. See or not? When we talk about this, class, you see, because in previously here we talk about the ignorance is the root, you see. So we say actually there will be some, you see, affliction has the function triggering and nurturing the karma. So what does that mean? So this is what I said. The angry actually it can trigger the intention to kill. It also can nurture the intention to kill, right? Now, actually, both is correct. It can trigger, it can nurture. But once the anger gone already, you don't feel anger anymore. So you start to think, why would you kill the guy? Then you see, then once the anger gone, so it won't trigger again, it will nurture it again. So that's why we should talk, or we should act once we are no more in anger. It's supposed to be the way, because anger itself will nurture it, will trigger more of it. You see or not? Why people they will have intention to torture somebody, right? Not you see, sometimes if you have the power to kill somebody, immediately kill him, then he will die comfortably. Maybe we will say so. But sometimes people, before really kill the people, they wish to torture them to die. So meaning to say that it is because the anger persistently there, right? Am I right? The anger must be persistent because compare you kill by torture or just kill. Kill by torture is even more cruel. Am I right? So meaning to say that once somebody start to kill by torture, meaning to say the anger is keep on in the mind. So we call it as a hatred. Because once the hatred in the mind, we call it as we call it as a hatred. Then the hatred will cause you to keep on torturing the guy until it die, before it die. But anyway, but the karma also very horrible for you. Why? Because once your mind is persistently in anger, you keep on torture him, you see. So meaning to say you are triggering more anger, you see. So all this anger finally will become a seed and plant back in your heart, or we call it as a liar consciousness. It plant back, you see. You see, if let's say we kill people by just a gun, okay, maybe just 10 seconds, okay, then the guy die already. So the karma moment strongest is the moment he die, maybe just that a few seconds only. Okay, but if you torture, you take 1 hour to torture it, so the karma can be longer, you see. So this is the reason why the hatred people, they will nurture and trigger more karma. Finally, all karma will go back to them. Comparatively, likewise, the attachment also is the same. So I remember my sister during our childhood, a piece of a KFC is very precious, you know. Okay. So how to prolong the feeling of enjoy? I remember what my sister do. She will peel the skin, because the KFC, the most delicious part is the skin, right? After frying, so he will just eat the rest first and eat the skin slow by slow. Meaning to say that she tried to prolong the sense of the joy, a sense of attachment, right or not? So meaning to say that there must be attachment there. So the attachment will try to nurture and trigger the intention, or to trigger this afflictions must be there. So you try to prolong the process so they can enjoy, can be longer, you see. So meaning to say that, of course, if you compare it something, this is still a very small karma only. But here that's the meaning we say that if you don't have the affliction, I think maybe for most of the people, just maybe one bite finish the whole thing already, right? Just one bite, finished already. But you will try to, eat slowly, very slowly. You need to say, try to, the affliction make you to trigger and nurture more defilement. Okay. Well, basically, I know. Yeah. Kamling, do you prefer make the anger longer, or you prefer you prefer make the attachment longer? So which one you think is more enjoy for yourself?
Both should be short lah. Why you want to so long?
No. I mean, if you the anger prolong and the attachment prolong, which one feel more happy? Make people, you think?
Don't think any both things will be enjoyable.
You don't have the experience of attachment. Hey, if you eat the food, which is your favorite, you will just one bite to make it finish. You don't want to prolong it.
I understand already. That's why I don't have that attachment anymore.
Really?
Because we understand why already.
Okay. So next time, whatever favorite food, you just one bite to finish it.
Because it only prolong in the mouth for a few seconds. After that, it goes to the stomach. That's why people always say, isn't it?
Yeah. But anyway, okay. So meaning to say that even though it is the small enjoy, you are willing to sacrifice the joy, Okay. Anyway, sometimes class, sometimes you met somebody, they just don't want to forgive you, even though after your apology for your own mistake. Then they said, I just want to hate you. I want to hate you until I die. Actually, this type of people really exist one. So please just ignore this type of people. Because some people are actually angry. You are burning yourself, you see. But just maybe the people past life, they may be reincarnated from snake or tiger. So just that somehow they can let go the anger. Actually, I mean, the longer you learn the Buddhism, the easier for you to let go the anger. It should be the right thing. The easier for you to forgive, because you found that the anger is so uncomfortable, and then you have to let it go. Because without letting go, then it will nurture and trigger more bad karma. That is the worst. Okay, okay. So congrats to you, Sir Kamling. You can let go the joy of eating. Okay, so let's take a look. But anyway, once we talk about why we will reincarnate is due to the wrong perception of an I or mind. I think that's true. Class, you notice that this perception of I or mind is so clear for us. You will find if you close your eye, class, if you close your eye, do you feel the body, the solidity of the body? You can feel, right? Okay. Maybe now the aircon, or maybe you're under the fan, you feel comfortable, and the feeling of comfortable is so real, right? So that is the feeling of I or mind. Or maybe you persist, you just you have a perception, or you have a view, or okay, you have something you think it is correct. Okay, you want to do the right thing. That is also quite real for you. See, so that's why this I or mind, they are the one to cause the reincarnation. You see, so meaning to say that since we have a perception of I, we want to master it and control the thing. We want to master and control, and everything will be self-centerized to I. Okay. So intentionally or not, sentient being actually go about all the activity in just this way. Yeah, this is what happened to us. Once you start have the perception of I, and without the wisdom, we will just everything just to centerize ourselves. Class basically, it is common also. You can only understand the perception of non-self through the vipassana only. So for you and I, it's very common to overview the sense of centralization. Okay, next paragraph. Yeah, Sally, can you please read it out? Actually,
Actually, there is no unchanging and independent entity, no self such as Atman or the soul, described by non-Buddhists. There is only the sum total of activities of the body and mind. The five aggregates, the six organs, and the six elements. Because of the attachment to the view of I and mind, the illusion of permanent and independent self arises. Because one grabs onto I and mind, the central vital force is formed and condenses into individual entities. But this is brought about by karmic force, which is by nature limited. So after some time, one lifespan, the karma comes to an end and the individual dies. There are also those who die because the blessings come to an end. They die suddenly. However, the afflictions based on the view of I and mind still exert their embracing and condensing power, leading to a new life and another series of karma processes. Thus, sentient beings continue in endless cycles of birth and death, endless
okay.
cycles of death and birth, death and birth and birth and death.
Okay, yes.
Sorry.
Hey, Sally, something wrong with you? How come you always make a mistake in pronounce certain thing and keep on repeating? Hey, do you need to go to medical checkup or not? Kamling, is this necessary? Nothing wrong. No, don't we need we use MRI to scan Sally, maybe brain, maybe tongue, no need. Okay, Okay, class. Basically, according to the Dharma, we feel that there is somebody like I, okay, we enjoy our life. Then we feel that we are so solid, where according to the Dharma, actually there's no such entity really exists. For every moment, our physical body, our cell, okay, just keep on, die and then replenish again, like the blood, right? The blood cell it will be self-replenished. Maybe within 90 days. Mr. Leong, how about the cell in our body? How long it takes for the self-replenishment?
Sifu, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Kamling. Sister Kamling will know.
Kamling is
3 months. 3 months. I know when you donate blood, 3 months only you can. Each 3 months you can donate blood.
No, I'm asking the skin, not the blood.
Really?
Mr. Leong, you claim yourself.
I still need to check up brain check up.
I think today I keep on asking wrong people. One claim himself prefer medical so much, and one is administration, and one is administration. Or it has nothing to do with the medicine, with science. Okay. Class, what we would like to emphasize is, see, if let's say the whole cell of the body is keep on, even though maybe the blood cell, it takes 3 months from replenishment, you see. But if you really go back to check, meaning to say every second, every moment, it starts changing already. When the accumulation go to the 9 months, then the whole blood will be replaced, you see. So likewise, all the tissue within our body. So we need to say that our whole body is keep on changing, and our mind also keep on changing. We see or not? We keep on changing. Once we get the information, then we start our decision. We start to change our decision already. So class, you remember in the very beginning, before the vaccination, most of us we don't want to get the vaccination because it takes 10 years. In order to put a medicine on the shelf, you see, remember, that exact no people want. Then finally the case so many people go to Russia to get the exact, finally Sally successfully get it, then all of us we can't get. You see or not? Meaning to say that even our perception is keep on changing. Our perception keep on changing, but it wouldn't. It takes times. When you learn something, information come in, perception change, and the feeling also keep on changing. So obvious. Even the whole body keep on changing, you see. Okay, so this is why after some time the karma come to an end and the individual die. So we will die in one day. There are also those who die because the blessing come to an end. They die suddenly. Some people one day some accident, then they will just die suddenly. Okay, then we will start to another new life. Okay, now class, we go to the next one is about the dependent origination. Okay, Yong-Sing, can you please read the dependent origination? Okay.
Dependent origination, suffering and accumulation become entangled with one another. Death and birth arise from dependent origination, which has 12 links as taught by the Buddha. They are like a castle or a fruit tree. Dependent origination is a vertical explanation of the mutual production of accumulation and suffering, complementing the horizontal explanation of the first and second noble truths. One should know that not only does accumulation cause suffering, suffering also causes accumulation. For example, sentient beings, after suffering the retribution of birth, resume the activities associated with afflictions and karma arising from the karmically caused miserable fruit that is the body and mind. Suffering and accumulation thus attract and become entangled with one another, alternating as cause and effect. If one understands this, one comprehends the arising of death and birth from conditions.
Please continue, yes.
The Buddha said that there was no beginning to birth and death, just as in the case of accumulation and suffering. Suffering comes from accumulation, and accumulation also arises from suffering. Birth and death occurs in a circular fashion. In an hour, the minute hand of a clock moves from 1 to 12, and then from 12 to 1. But it is hard to say where an hour starts. A true understanding of dependent origination discloses the beginningless continuation of birth and death.
Okay, thank you so much. Please highlight the point of this. Okay, finish. Amanda, finish. Okay, yeah. Okay, Amanda. Okay, so according to Buddhism, you see, you come. Once you die, there will be reincarnation. You see your next life. It is correct. Okay, Amanda, it is correct. Okay, once you die, you will have a next life. So meaning to say that where do you come from? If you die now, this life, you have a next life. So where do you come from actually? You are come from?
Past life.
Past life. So where is the past life come from?
Past life.
Okay. Where is the past life come from?
Past life.
So where is the very beginning of the past life? When is this the very beginning?
No beginning.
No beginning. If no beginning, so how to start the things, you think? When to start and where to start and who to start?
Don't know.
Don't know, huh? It's just like a question, either the chicken first or the egg first, right?
Yep.
It seems no answer, huh? Okay, Amanda, basically there is no answer for this question. For Buddhism, we believe that there is beginningless, okay. Okay, this question is a philosophical question. Basically, if you believe the monotheism, they will believe that there must be somebody like a God who is the very beginning to create the whole thing. Okay, because it seems more logical. Must be somebody begin to create the thing. Because if you keep on asking, you can get the answer. So there must be one somebody to create the whole thing. But for Buddhism, we don't use this way. So why? Because if you say God is the one to create the whole thing, then who created the God? Am I right? Still cannot answer the question, who created the God, you see? So meaning to say in Buddhism, we call it as there is a beginningless. Okay, if you ask when is the time, it is beginningless. Okay, then when we start to reincarnation, it is beginningless. Everything is beginningless. Okay, there's totally, you can't get an answer for it. So let's take a look in the this first place. You see, so this is the reincarnation. Okay, so take a look. This is we call it as a dependent origination. This is a dependent origination which look like a clock. So in the clock, we don't see any beginning. Okay, here is 12 o'clock. Okay, Then this is 11 o'clock. If you say 11 o'clock is the last one, if 12 o'clock is the last one, then we come to the 1 o'clock, you see. Once you say 1 o'clock is the last one, there's the 2 o'clock. So you can't get the which one is the beginning and which one is the ending. You can't really define it. So that is the perception for us. Yes, Amanda, any question? Yes.
If it says that this beginningless, then Buddhism start with Buddha. Buddha actually is a human. Then who create Buddha?
Yes. Okay. Mr. Leong, try to answer. Okay. Yeah, Mr. Leong, who created the Buddha? Yeah, please try to answer first.
Who are our past conscious?
Our past conscious. Okay. All right. Can you further explain past conscious?
How to explain? Is our karma, previous karma, accumulated past karma?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Amanda, basically, Buddha is able, to discover the path. Okay. Why he is able to discover? We also will say that in the very previous life, he start to begin. The path already. Okay. So you ask again now. Well, for somebody, they're very smart. As a human, you see, as a human, okay, once they see the natural phenomena, they saw the flower blossom and the flower fading, then they see people die and pass and born. From there, they will get enlightenment through observation. Basically, all these are conditioning. You can't get the very beginningless. Okay, of course, whatever happen, there will be a group of the factors. There will be many factors. So there will be the major, we call it as a cause. Okay, then the other, we call it as affinity, is the minor one. Okay, in Buddhism, we never there's no one things, one condition, one factors to create another one. There must be a whole group one to create another one. So for Buddha, he's able to become a Buddha because due to enlightenment. So how does it begin? For past many life, there's accumulation from the observation and from the experience, and then the things come up already. It's just like us. How does human know how to cook the rice? You see, if you ask how to cook the rice, I think this is not just suddenly he knows. Human cook the rice. First of all, must be accidentally you're able to discover the cereal, or like the cereal in the first place. Then how will human knows that you put some water and then you heat it and become a white rice? I think it really take very long time and some experiment, and sometimes it's the accidents to finally today we know how to cook. We get the recipe. Okay, so Amanda, do you understand what I mean? Okay, I'm meaning to say that this is something, it is accumulation. But of course, a very simple answer, you may say, it is possible what the alien come to the earth and teach the human how to cook the rice. Okay, this is the most simple answer. The alien come and teach you everything, or you can say the civilization for all the human beings is due to the alien to come. But basically, if you don't buy the concept of alien, or actually it's accumulation, and sometimes it's accident. Like sometimes, Amanda, I think you prefer eat the barbecue, right? Are you the one who prefer barbecue, right? So I heard that the Stone Age human, we call it as a Homo sapien, they don't know how to barbecue the food. There's an accident because once a thunderstorm, okay, then there's the fire burning, some animal they die. But once they try to taste, it's very good. So they know by using the fire to just burn the food, barbecue the food, this is delicious. And then this experience start accumulate. So finally today, we have a variety of the barbecue. All is accumulation. Buddha also through the accumulation to get this recipe for enlightenment. Okay. Do you like it? Better than alien, right? Okay, yeah, Yongsin, yes. Any question from Yongsin now?
So That is beginningless, right?
Yeah, beginningless.
Then ending, because in Buddha we always learn that nirvana is an ending, right?
Okay. So your question is when is there any ending or not, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Yongsin, basically, if let's say we don't experience the nibbana, then there will be endless for our reincarnation. There will be endless. Okay. From the perspective of the sage reincarnation or in the sixth realm, this is just like a dream, you know. Okay. Now take a look at this picture. Okay. According, Yongsin is a good question. Actually, this is the reincarnation. This is the sixth realm. Basically, actually, no matter which realm you go, it's just a dream only. It is a dream only. So maybe sometimes we say that this is just like a torch on the fire, you see. Why there's a fire? Because there must be some lead. There must be, we get some oil, because of oxygen, then the fire will be appearing, you see. Fire itself is not something very concrete. Okay, fire is condition. If let's say the fuel finished, the fire gone. Reincarnation is just like a fire. Okay, and then our ignorance, our attachment, they are like a fuel and oxygen. Once we, once our ignorance all finished, once we the craving and the ignorance have been eradicated by us, so we will be wake up from the dream. It's just like a fire will be put off. So that is the ending for the reincarnation. So the reincarnation will be endless if, let's say, we keep on let the ignorance, the attachment in our, if you keep it persistently, then the reincarnation will be endless. Okay, Yongsi, you get it? So meaning to say that what we try to do is try to make ourselves wake up. Once we wake up, the dream for the reincarnation will be no more.
Then do you go somewhere after you wake up then?
Yeah. This is a good question. Yongsi, can I ask you, if let's say the fuel already finished, where does the fire go?
Don't know, actually.
No. Actually, no way. Actually, fire is a phenomenon. Fire is the combination with all the factors. There must be the lead, the fuel, the oxygen, and we try to trigger it. Then the fire there. You see, meaning to say that the fire it doesn't come from somewhere. It wouldn't go to anywhere. It's just because of all the condition there, the fire is there. So, according to Buddhism, Yongsin, you are here is due to all the condition, then you exist here. When all the condition gone, then you disappear. This hallucination will gone. Do you think
it's just a phenomenon like that?
You are like a phenomenon. We all is a phenomenon. Reincarnation, sixth realm, all are the phenomena. Yes. They are the, how to say, there's the manifestation by conditioning. Are you scary for it? One day you hold the phenomenon God. Do you feel so scary?
I think more confused because don't know where it goes lah.
No. Okay, it would confuse. The reason is why we ask you to wake up, because during the dream, the suffering is keep on, you know. You see, even though as a human you are, I know you will enjoy, right? Sometimes make money, we buy the stuff, we enjoy. But remember, in the very beginning, the lesson, we said that all the joy, also impermanence. Then we will have suffering, or we will say, okay, then we will feel pain, okay, but also impermanence. So we need to say that we keep on torture ourselves in the impermanence. But basically, we are so attached to the joy. Then the more attachment to the joy, the more suffer we are, because we look for more joy, but always will be disappointed. You see or not? So as a human, the final conclusion is the whole life is just will be keep on suffering only. So now we try to do something. We hope that once we choose the nibbana, because the bliss in the nibbana is permanent. It never finish one. It won't be ending one. Okay, but here the joy, there will be ending, you see. Okay, so
Okay.
no more confused. Okay, so no more scary for the phenomena lah. No more scary lah. Yeah, you see, Kamlin also said, Kamlin start to forego the joy in the food already. See, Kamlin can make it already. Okay, so this is the questions. Now let's take a look. So we said that from here, why we talk about this issue, because we said that dependent, the dependent origination, we call it as a vertical explanation, and Four Noble Truths is the horizontal. Why we call it as a vertical? Class, take a look. We call it as vertical because it involves past life, present life, and the future life. So we call it as a vertical or something like that. Never mind, it doesn't make sense, but it doesn't matter. Because vertical, horizontal, quite hard to imagine, you see. Then you say, there is no beginning to the birth or death. Okay, you see or not? But it is hard to say where our start. So that is the analogy we try to use. Of course, this question is very philosophical. So Amanda, maybe in Zarora, you can put one question. Okay, if anybody can guess the correct answer, you will get the $5 RM voucher. No, $50 voucher if you can answer. Tell me, where do you start? Maybe you can do something like that in the Zarora. Then everybody will guess. Okay, then no people will get the voucher. Okay. Then you see this thing that exists right now has power to influence in the future. Okay, and then we say a creator who causes what exists without being caused is unreal, a product of fantasy. So we don't believe there is a creator. Okay. Basically, for the monotheism, the creator is so important. Class, do you remember in Kedah now, they will try to ban any type of gambling, like a Toto or this, right? Why do we have this perception? Because for a very conservative Muslim, they believe once the end of the earth, we call it as apocalypse. So the God, the Allah will try to judge you. Okay, so they will try to wait for you the good and bad you do. So in their Kitab Suci, it's mentioned that gambling is the bad one. And they believe that every word stated in the Al-Quran is from the God one, is from the Allah. So there's a reason why they will try. They say that, oh, this is the bad one, because if they do one day in the day of apocalypse, they will be judged by the Allah. Then they will say, oh, you involved in the gambling. So maybe if too much you do the gambling, you too much sin, then finally you will go to the hell. They throw you to the hell. Then the rest, they will just keep you at the side of the Allah, something like that. So that is how it is so convincing to the Muslim. If you're Muslim, you'll be very convincing to you, and there's no reason for you to gamble anymore, because you're so worried that one day you die, then you go to the hell. You see, this is their teaching, okay. This is their way. Why during the election it is so effective to influence the Muslim, because everybody strongly believe every word from the Kitab and the teaching from the preacher. Every Friday they go for a preaching, so they have they're quite persistent. So if somebody said that, oh, we try to ban this, they will think, oh, there's a lot, they will be quite married, so they should support the religious oriented party. Then finally in the apocalypse, the day of apocalypse, they will get married. See or not? So that's the logic behind. Everything one day is a creator. But for us, we believe everything is due to the karma. So good karma or bad karma. If let's say you involve too much in the gambling and the alcoholic, basically, you take liquor and the gambling. Of course, we will say that if you take it moderately, if you gamble moderately, it seems harmless, right? Am I right? Or you do things moderately. But in perspective of Buddhism, these two, we consider it as what? It's just like a prevention. This is the prevention, because once you start to commit these two, you are quite ready, you already crossed the border to commit the first 4 precepts. So we call it the gamble and the liquor as a preventive precept. This is not, it's not the real committing precept, it's a preventative. This is preventive. But if let's say if you don't do this thing, you won't cross the border of the preventive, then you'll be very safe from committing all the 4 precepts. Do you get it? We put it as a preventive. Okay, next paragraph. Yes. Whose turn to read? Yokwah, please. The Buddha gave.
The Buddha gave different discourses about dependence origination because people had different capacities. The version with 12 links happens to be more complete and has become the classic exposition. Alternatively, the Buddha taught a version with 3 links: afflictions, karma, and suffering. From afflictions comes karma. Karma causes the fruits of suffering, which in turn leads to the arising of afflictions. He also taught a version with 5 links: desire, clinging, existence, birth and aging, sickness and death. This is frequently seen in the Agama Sutra. He also taught dependent origination in 10 links: consciousness, name and forms, mental and physical phenomena, the 6 faculties, context, sensations, desire, clinging, existence, birth and aging, sickness and death. But the 12th link version is taught: ignorance causes volition actions, volition actions cause consciousness, and so forth, ending with birth as the cause of aging, sickness, and death. All 12 links are part of the process of the continual birth and death of sentient beings. The sequence of past and future mutual productions of causes and effects is divided into 12, which the ancient masters, very reasonable, call the separate stages of dependence origination. Only by such an examination can one fully comprehend the process of the round of birth and death. Although the explanations do vary somewhat, there is only one principle of dependence origination. Further, research has suggested that these 12 links are probably a summary of different explanations, so they may not necessarily be exactly the same as the ancient masters' separate stages of dependence originations.
Okay, thank you so much. Please highlight the point. Okay, class, let's take a look. Now we'll try to go through this 12 link and condition. Let's take a look. Okay, yes, okay. Okay, Kamling, can you on the mic? You please follow me to read, and the rest you can also read by just off the mic, because all mic together will be chaotic. Okay, Kamling, please follow me. Mental formation exists due to ignorance.
Mental formation exists due to ignorance.
Consciousness exists due to mental formation.
Consciousness exists due to mental formation.
Mind and matter exist due to consciousness.
Mind and matter exist due to consciousness.
Six senses exist due to mind and matter.
Six senses exist due to mind and matter.
Contact exists due to six senses.
Contact exists due to six senses.
Feeling exists due to contact.
Feeling exists due to contact.
Okay. Craving exists due to the feeling.
Craving exists due to the feeling.
Attachment exists due to craving.
Attachment exists due to craving.
Becoming exists due to attachment.
Becoming exists due to attachment.
Birth exists due to becoming.
Birth exists due to becoming.
Aging and death exists due to birth.
And aging and death exists due to birth.
Okay, thank you so much. Class, let's take a look. This is totally, there's a 12 link condition. And you see, ignorance and mental formation, we call it as the past karma. Okay, so this is the past. This past causes will create the present effect. So from consciousness to the feeling is the present effect. And then for the present causes, we begin from the craving to the becoming. This is the present causes. Then this the present causes will become the future effect is the birth, aging, and the death. So we call it as a 12-link condition. I will send this diagram to you all. Okay, class, basically, this picture is already enough to tell the reincarnation from the past life to the present life, from the present life to the future life. Okay, is 12 link and condition the only one? No. Okay, according to the Agama, sometimes Buddha will talk about, sometimes in certain sutra, Buddha will say 3 links only. In some sutra, Buddha will say 8 links. Maybe in some, it will talk about 10 links. Why there's a difference? Mr. Leong, why there is the difference? Due to what?
I think due to past causes and effect.
Okay, actually, the answer is in the text due to the difference of capacity. Because different people with different capacity, some maybe 3 links will be enough. Okay, some it will take maybe 10 links, but 12 links is the most complete one. Okay, so we will study in depth for this because this is the class basically 4 noble truths and 8 noble paths, and this 12 link condition, they are the core teaching in 3 vehicles. So make sure you really understand it, because one day if you go for meditation, especially in Theravada, they must use this 12 link condition and the 4 noble truths to explain how their meditation method works. So make sure you theoretically now you make it clear. So once you go to meditate, so you don't bother. It's easy for you to understand what are their teaching. Okay, class, let's take a look. So this is what we mentioned here. Let's see. Okay, then we go to the next paragraph again. The Buddha used different parable. Kamling, your turn to read the Buddha.
The Buddha used different parables to explain the 12-fold dependent origination. First, he said it's like a castle. Sentient beings are like people enclosed in a castle, unable to get to the door. The only exit is blocked by guards. So if they approach the door, they are unable to get out. Sentient beings, even though they have the possibility of liberation from this situation, are confused by the conflictions. They are unable to break through this continuous change of dependent origination and find liberation. The Buddha also said dependent origination is like a fruit tree. Seeds germinate and sprouts to form branches and leaves. Flowers bloom and bear fruits. Fruits contain seeds that in turn germinate, sprout and bear leaves. Although the previous growths are not the same as the future ones, they have a close relationship of cause and effect. In the mutual production of seeds and fruits, the seeds and fruits continue to exist. This is the most appropriate analogy to illustrate the continual dependent origination of birth and death.
Okay, thank you so much. Please highlight the point. Okay, class. By just seeing the diagram, Amanda, do you think it is something is so difficult by just seeing this diagram? What do you think for this diagram, Amanda? Do you think it looks so difficult? Just like what the text described, it's just like a castle. You'll be missing inside the castle. And you look, I mean, just horrible there. Is it sound like that, Amanda? Once you see the diagram,
No, it's quite straightforward to me.
And so simple, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Of course, you feel simple. The reason is because we get the answer already. Because you know, I mean, in order to tell you this traveling condition now, no other religions are able to tell you. For example, for monotheism, they're so simple. They said, okay, God create everything. Okay, then maybe you are carrying the sin. So now what you try to do, you should do this, do that, and then you go back to the side of the God, something like that. You see, there's no such thing as traveling condition. Okay, so if let's say you have really go through the comparative of a religion study. If you're free one day, please go through these books. The comparative of religion study. Let's take a look. This is the one. The comparative of religion study. Okay, so meaning to say that you were a comparative religion, meaning to say that in this book, you were able to see the different religions and you were able to see the core within the different religions. Okay, and then once there is a comparison, then you will know how precious is it. Actually, Shakyamuni enlightened due to the observation and enlightenment due from the 12 link and condition. It's because of this. This is the core teaching. But of course, we got the answer already. But if let's say I know people tell us 12 link condition, no matter how hard you go to meditate, you try to find out. It's not easy for you to make the 12 link conclusion as a conclusive answer. It's not easy to get a conclusive answer. So, maybe for many life, you're just able to find out a few things only, a few items only, but not all 12 links, you see. Okay, so this is how we understand from this paragraph. Then next, okay, we go to the, we start to explain one by one. Yeah, Yongxin, your turn to read. Clock in ignorance.
Clock in ignorance, bound by the knots of desire, the body with consciousness continues, ceaselessly continues. Many of the description of the links of dependent origination start with consciousness, So the sutra says, returning to the link of consciousness, one cannot go further. However, some version add the two links of ignorance and volition before the link of consciousness. So the 10 links become 12. The Agama Sutra also says, being clocked in ignorance and bound by the knots of desire, one obtain this body with consciousness. The 3 links of ignorance, desire, volitional actions, and consciousness can be regarded as a complete and independent doctrines of dependent origination. When they are united with the links following consciousness, they become the 12 parts. The meaning of this independent system of the 3 links will be explained here. The analogies of being clocked in ignorance and bound by the knots of desire have already been described. The transmigration of birth and death are like falling blindfolded into a trap of thorn bushes from which one cannot escape. Ignorance means knowing confusedly and erroneously. It is like having one eye covered by a cloth. The sutra says the mind that realizes truth should arise, but is always obstructed by common ignorance, which is active all the time. Ignorance really has the effect of concealing and obstructing the wisdom that can realize truth. Desire has the effect of attachment, causing people to be bound to birth and death. So it is metaphorically described as knots. With regard to afflictions, ignorance afflicts knowledge and is the confusion of cognition. Desire afflicts emotion and is the attachment of volitional actions.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, finish. Amanda, highlight, finish. Okay, let me try to ask her. Okay, Sally. Okay, Sally, Sally, do you believe that? I mean, our whole body are consisted of from all the small particle like atom molecule. Do you believe that or not?
Yes.
Why you believe even though you don't see it now?
I've been studying it.
You have been studying before, right? And then you
Yes.
see now. Okay, so Sally, one question now. So meaning to say that, okay, you see, now you don't, but okay. So this I mean, this body is for you. This is the reality, or the body which consists of all the atom molecule is the reality. Which one is more real? You think?
The body itself.
Which one?
The body.
What you feel now, or which is consists from the atom and molecule. Which one is more real? You think? Which is more close to the reality?
The body itself?
No. You see, now, okay, I feel this is my body, right? I don't see any cell, I don't see any atom and molecule, I don't see it. Okay, but in the second scenario, okay, maybe through microscopic, I'm able to see the body consists of all the atom molecule. So what I feel is more accurate, or microscope feel is more accurate?
What I feel?
How come? Just of course, the microscope more close to the true one.
No, because you see, microscope you see is through the microscope itself. But now you're looking at it yourself.
No. Of course, the microscope is more true one. Because you know why? The reason is that because our eye, our feeling is not as sophisticated as a microscope, especially the electron microscope. So of course, the electron microscope, what they discover are more real, are the truth more than what we discover by ourselves. Agree or not? No, you have to agree.
I have to agree.
Okay, so now is the question, class. You see how? Okay. According to the Buddhism, we are unable to see that our body consists of all the cell and molecule is due to ignorance. Ignorance is the main reason. Okay. How to eradicate the ignorance? Class, remember during meditation, we are able to produce the nimitta. You remember? Nimitta is the light appeared. You see that? So that's why nowadays the meditation skill, they will try to use the nimitta as the light to go through the whole body, because nimitta, once you go once you stay in your nimitta, when you reach the jhana, you are able to frozen the whole world. Then you will notice that actually you are able to frozen the time, and also you are able to frozen the space, and then everything will be slowed down and let you to observe. So once you observe our Namarupa 5 aggregate through the jhana, as if you just observe it through the electron microscope, they will be magnified. You clearly will see, actually our body is so ugly, so many components inside, so many molecules, and each one molecule can go in to see what is the major elements within it. So you see, not with the light of the nimitta, okay, we get the jhana, and with the light of the wisdom, we are able to see, okay, we are able to see what is the component within our atom and the molecule. So once you get the light of the wisdom and the light of the jhana, ignorance will be eradicated. Okay, get it? So this is the way how to understand it. So it's not easy, it is not that difficult to eradicate the ignorance if you get the jhana. Once you get the jhana, you get the light of the jhana, then you use the light of the jhana to try to produce the light of the wisdom through observing the 5 aggregate. Then the ignorance will be eradicated by you. Okay. So one more question, not for Sally anymore. You don't answer accordingly. Okay. Okay, maybe I ask Yung Sin. Yung Sin, you take a look. So this is a dark cave. Okay, Yung Sin, this is the cave, you see. Okay, it is not dark enough. Okay, for example, this is the dark cave. Okay, dark cave should be absolute dark actually. You see the dark cave. Okay. So Yung Sin, you think how long it takes? So if let's say the dark cave is in the dark for 1,000 years, how long it takes for us to make it more bright?
Immediately, if you have the right source.
Okay, why you don't need 1,000 years? Because it's already in the dark for 1,000 years. Why you don't take 1,000 years to make it bright?
Because what is there, it's available immediately, but they did not use it before.
Yes, you see, okay, it's a very good answer. We have been reincarnated for endless and beginningless time. But we don't need an endless or beginningless time to eradicate the ignorance. No need. Once you get the right method, you get the lighter in the cave, immediately you see the whole thing. So meaning to say that if you're able to make your wisdom unfold immediately, the avijja, the ignorance for the past many beginningless life, all will disappear immediately. Okay, you see? So do you have a clearer picture now? Get it lah, huh? No more confusing lah, okay. But I was confused by Sally. Very irritating. Okay, so now let me check first. Okay, so actually, I finished all this already. I try to use my way to explain the whole thing here. Let's see, you see, ignorance, desire, and consciousness can be regarded as a complete, or ignorance and desire. Actually, what I tried to talk just now is just try to explain the ignorance. But here he says sometimes the analogy is used to cover your eye, so you see nothing. So this is the reason here. And sometimes it's just like a knot. Okay, so that's the thing. Okay, can I ask you all one question? Okay,